Secretary General Senator Cleophas Malala, our Executive Director Mr. Nicodemus Bore, our Deputy Party Leader Rigiji himself, and of course greetings from our party leader President William Ruto.
Thank you.
1 million people into the Inua Jamii program. Of course there are conversations around the labor movement, job. We are running a program that showcases, identifies different jobs within government ministries and departments, so that we give those people who voted for us an opportunity to also to know what is it that this government is doing. So it is a big pleasure to be here with you. Interview. Our people know what is it that your ministry is doing. Interview will be conducted by me and Anthony. I will start it. Anthony is the head of research in our department. Number of questions after this introduction. So Waziri, just to start us off, who is Waziri Florence Bore?
Thank you, Yusuf. My name is Florence Bore. Born and raised in Kericho County, from a village called Kapsuser. From that humble beginning, I started my primary school at Kapsuser Primary School, class 1 to class 3, 1970s or early 80s. I went to an urban school, courtesy of my parents. Went to an urban school called St. Patrick's Primary, from class 4 to class 7. 844 then was primary school. I went to Kipsigis Girls from Form 1 to Form 6.
Amazing.
That was 6 years. O-level. From there I went to Kagumo Teachers, where I did my diploma in education. After that, I started my teaching from 1992. 1992, I taught in high school, about 3 schools, mainly in Kericho. Kericho Day Secondary School, Kericho T-Boys Secondary School, and a girls' school called Toror. That was a span of 23 years teaching in high school. Then I resigned in 2012, went for politics. That was the first time when we had the seat for women rep.
Yes.
So I vied, but I failed. I didn't get the seat. So I tarmacked for about a year. Then I got a job in Bomet County Government as a director of education. After that, I joined, I got an opportunity to serve on the board of Geothermal Development Company for about 3 years. I vied again. I now got it as a woman rep 2022. In high school, I went back to school, did my degree at Moi University. Then 2022, I found myself here. After the rigorous campaign, thankful to His Excellency the President for giving me an opportunity to serve in this ministry as a Cabinet Secretary for Labor and Social Protection. While in high school again, I served in one of the unions. So I was a Secretary Gender in Kupet. So I was a unionist, serving my colleagues in the teaching fraternity. Yes. I think that is all. I'm a wife to Ben Bore. I have 3 children. My first daughter is called Eva, 30 years old. Then my son Amos, who is 27. And then my youngest daughter, who is 24 years. Beryl. Yes.
Amazing journey. Waziri, you had a very serious ministry that deals with basically key stuff that affect Kenyans. We are talking about social protection. Many workers fall under this ministry. That is what we know. But wholesomely, what does your ministry do?
Thank you very much, Yusuf. The protection is divided into 2 state departments. The state department Department of Social Protection.
Yes.
Under labor, I have 3 SAGASes. We have NSSF, we have NITA, that is the National Industrial Training Authority, and then we have NEA,
Yes.
National Employment Authority. That is under
Labor.
labor.
Yes.
Now, apart from those 3 SAGASes, we also have directorates.
Yes.
For instance, under labor, we have the Directorate of OSH, Occupational Safety and
Yes.
Health. Yeah, that is under labor. Then we also have a directorate on labor matters, like where we have the labor commissioner. They deal with labor inspections. You've heard of premises being inspected
Yes.
by labor officers. That is a labor department directorate. We also have the labor migration directorate. That is new.
Yes.
It was established this year just to deal with labor migration. Yes.
Good.
And then we also have others,
Yes,
other
yes.
small departments. Yes.
But the key standouts are labor and social protection.
Yes.
Okay.
Then also under social protection, we also
Yes.
have other SAGASes. We also have, under social protection, we have the Child Welfare Society of Kenya. We have the National Council for Persons with Disability. We have the National Council for Children Services. We have under social protection. So basically, under social protection, we'll be able to cater for the elderly, the persons with disability, and the children.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that brings us into a bigger perspective of what the ministry does. From that point, I think, Waziri, I will give Anthony now to take us deeper into this conversation so that we understand clearly if it is a directorate or a department of labor, what does it do?
Yes.
Social protection, of course, there are a number of issues that have come up.
Yes.
Like specifically in social protection, the ministry is moving to M-Pesa payment.
Yes.
Would want to understand probably why that move and
Yes.
why is it that the other platform didn't work.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much, Waziri. And I must say that you are doing a brilliant job at your ministry. And we'll start off from the State Department of Labor and Skill Development.
Yes.
And your core mandate is to promote decent work, skill development, and sustainable job creation.
Yes.
And when you look at the unemployment situation in the country,
Yes.
I would say that it is dire. And just recently, you guys launched a National Employment Agency Integrated Management System. And maybe you can speak to all Kenyans out there, how it works and how it will help to create opportunities out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Anthony, for that question. We have that mandate for the State Department of Labor to be able to create jobs, to be able to manage labor issues, to be able to manage the labor systems that we have, that we use in the creation of jobs. And as labor, ours is also to carry out studies on what is expected in the labor market and be able to know whether we have the skills within the population that we have. Now, I know we have the issue of the unemployment. It is our focus as this government and as this ministry. And apart from our commitment to be able to do that, mine is to assure our people that it is also the top priority for this ministry, that we be able to look for jobs for Kenyans. We have so many graduates that are outside there. They have graduated in different fields, but they cannot get jobs. So what we are saying as a ministry is that the few that can access the job opportunities that are within Kenya, they can access. And they can access through looking through the websites and the portals for various ministries. I'll tell you, for instance, public service have been advertising positions. And they advertise positions for all the ministries, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
They could be about 600, 700 this time. The Ministry of Defense also advertised some jobs. There were jobs that were advertised by the Teacher Service Commission through the Ministry of Education. So all those are opportunities that are available within Kenya. And I would want to talk to our youth and tell them these opportunities are available even online, so they can access them as much as they can within the ministries. However, those opportunities are not enough. So we have to look out there for those opportunities. And we have our National Employment Authority that does identify the job orders that are within those countries that we are talking about, foreign countries. They bring onto the portal and advertise at that portal. As for the youth of this country, we tell them, please go to the NEA website, go to the portal, be able to identify those jobs and look for those jobs that you can fit in. The unemployed Kenyans that we have are about 5 million. And not all of them have got skills. There are those that don't have the skills. And we are telling the ones that don't have the skills, kindly look for a skill that you can easily work on and something that you're passionate about. Now, our systems that we have may not have the capacity to help in that process. Some of the things that we do are still manual. We still need to integrate. We still need to strengthen the systems that we have so that we are able to capture everyone in Kenya with their skills and match them with the job opportunities that are available within Kenya and outside Kenya. And we are working towards that, to strengthening the systems.
Thank you, Waziri. And I must say that your ministry is amongst the most popular currently. And I say that because of the many opportunities that you're creating outside Kenya, including the 2,500 job opportunities in Saudi Arabia. There's a further 30,000 agricultural jobs in Serbia. There's a further 250,000 jobs in Germany, and all these are at the disposal of Kenyans. Maybe you could shed more light on the impact of this move, and also the projected annual remittances that the country may receive from such opportunities. Yes.
Thank you, Anthony, for that question. The opportunities that have been found have been as a result of the many visits that the president has had with foreign countries. Every time he goes to any country, he's been fair enough to get those opportunities or to put on the table the request for job opportunities for Kenyans. I've told you the unemployed Kenyans are about 5 million. So any country that he has gone since he came to office, he has come with an opportunity that can be able to be filled by our Kenyans. The only thing that we are still working on as a ministry is to be able to streamline and to follow up on the bilateral labor agreements, so that these agreements are able to give us the legal framework to ensure that our workers are protected when they go for these jobs. You've clearly said we got the 2,500 opportunities for the nurses. We got opportunities in Israel. We got opportunities in Germany. And we are following up on these bilateral labor agreements. Before I came to this ministry, I used to think for you to negotiate for a bilateral labor agreement, it is a job that you do within a week. But I've realized it takes time. It takes about a year for you to complete the negotiations. So what we do is that once we identify a country that has opportunities, we bring on board technical teams from that foreign country and the technical teams from the ministry. They sit down, look at the bilateral labor agreements and agree. What they don't, and they keep on, we do a request from the ministry here on behalf of Kenyans. We send it to them, they look at it, they look at the gaps, they forward. So there is negotiation and talks that happen. But what we are trying to do is to strengthen and to fasten the process so that we are able to allow Kenyans to go for those jobs. However, it doesn't mean that people do not go for those jobs because of the BLA. Job opportunities can be accessed even without a BLA. But we are saying, as a ministry, we must close on those BLAs so that in case of any issue or any problem that arises, it protects the migrant worker. So even those opportunities, we are not saying don't access them. Access them. But as a ministry, we will follow up to ensure the BLAs are closed and signed. Yes.
Thank you so much, Waziri. And for the first time in a very long time, you are able to visit Saudi Arabia. And of course, they've been a couple of complaints here and there. A lot of Kenyans falling prey to rogue agencies when they're looking for opportunities out there. Maybe you can shed more light on what the ministry is doing to address that, and how the NEAMIS portal is helping many Kenyans not to fall prey to such kind of predatory agencies.
Okay. Thank you, Anthony. Ever since we came to office, what we have done as a ministry is to strengthen the talks around movement of migrant workers. And I was the first Minister for Labor to visit Saudi Arabia. I went there last year in January, and I also went in December. And those discussions have been very, very fruitful. Why? Because we've been able to streamline, we've been able to iron out the issues that were there. For instance, there were rogue agencies that were going out there, taking people to those foreign countries. We have been able to clean up the registration of recruitment agencies. We were able to clean up. The ones that were rogue, we tried and removed them. There were 1,000 agencies, but we were able to reduce them. Today we have 491 agencies. And we believe those agencies should be able to do the right thing. Now, the rogue agencies, what they did is that they were able to identify migrant workers and took them to foreign countries, took them to Saudi, without any training, without any qualification, without any, BLA, without any contract. So most of them went without documentation and without any training. And those are the ones that went into problems. So what we are saying is that these agencies should be registered so that in case of any issue, they should be accountable. They should be answerable to any worker that goes into problems. And I'm happy the numbers of the workers that were in distress have reduced significantly. And we are following up each and every case. We also have the State Department of Diaspora that we work with that are able to also look at the issues that the workers go through. Let me also mention that the National Employment Authority have got the NEA aims that we are able to put, I said, the job opportunities, plus the employers, plus the agencies. So they're able to work together within that system and be able to know who has brought a migrant worker, which agency has been involved, and which employer in the foreign country has been able to take up this worker. And we also look at the contracts that they have agreed, a migrant worker with the employer. Have they been given good terms? Have they been given good salary? Have they been given a good working condition? Have they been provided with accommodation so that we are able to support our worker to work well while they are in those foreign countries? And we've also strengthened our collaboration with a similar system like the NEA aims here with the one in Saudi called the Musanet. We've even brought officials from Musanet to come and look at our system, advise us on how we can work better, and they were here in December, just before Christmas. So we are doing a lot of interactions and talking just to ensure that we do labor migration that will be safe and orderly and productive. Yes.
Thank you so much, Waziri. And part of some of the efforts that you're doing to ensure such...
Maybe something else to mention.
Yes, Waziri.
Is that that I need to mention, Anthony.
Yes.
Is the fact that for us to streamline labor migration, one thing that is very critical that I've done is to deliver the labor migration policy to cabinet level. And it is just to ensure we have good operations on labor migration. Apart from the labor migration policy, we also have the labor migration management bill. So that if any agency makes a mistake, they are liable. They can be charged. They can be punished. As we talk, there was no legal framework to govern labor migration. So the thing that we have already done and it has been passed by cabinet is a labor migration policy, and now we are in the National Labor Migration Management Bill.
Thank you so much, Waziri. And now
once it is passed in Parliament, we should be good to go.
Brilliant.
Yeah, to strengthen the workings within that space of labor migration.
Marvelous. Let's deviate a little bit and delve into the Inua Jamii program. And maybe you can share a little bit on the successes, the opportunities, and some of the challenges that you've encountered in implementing the Inua Jamii program. Of course, you also did some backdating of payments, which was quite brilliant. And maybe you can share about maybe how the progress is with the Inua Jamii program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony, on that question on Inua Jamii. Inua Jamii is also one of the programs that has been spearheaded by His Excellency the President. It is one of those success stories about the Kenya Kwanza government. And when we came into office, we had an arrears of 8 months of pay. And the 2,000 monthly stipend, so 2 times 8, that was 16,000 per person that was pending. So His Excellency gave directions and said this group should be paid off their arrears. The reason being, this is a lot that are vulnerable. People who do not have any earning or do not have any strength to go to a farm or to do a business. They rely on that stipend of 2,000. And from the Kenya Kwanza manifesto, I mean, the bottom up that we were talking about, this is the lot that we are referring to as the vulnerable. And we were not paying them. That was being unfair to them. And this group of the Inua Jamii beneficiaries were 1.233, 1.2 million Kenyans. So we were given the directions to pay them off their arrears and even pay them monthly. Initially, they were being paid after every 2 months. So now they are being paid monthly. Apart from that, President also gave us directions to increase the numbers from 1.2 to 1.7. That was an increase of 500,000. There was also an addition of 200,000 because the system for Inua Jamii beneficiaries had not been cleaned up, because with time you lose beneficiaries and maybe the money kept on going. So after the cleanup, we got more chances of about 200,000. Plus the 500, we brought on board another 500,000. New registration. So we had new beneficiaries. And remember, we also had a conference on social protection. And one of the call for action was to increase the number of the beneficiaries from 1.2 to 2.5 in 2 years. But we've been able to increase this year alone by 700,000. So that is a big achievement to be able to bring on board more beneficiaries. And if you look at, when you go out into the villages, you would identify someone who is over 70 years who is paid and another one is not paid. So we were able to bring on board the ones that were not being paid and needed it. And it is also important to note that we only pay people who don't have pension and who don't have any earning and need help. Both the elderly over 70 years, persons with disability, and the orphaned children. Those are the vulnerable teams.
No.
But we are not saying those are the only ones that are that need social protection. We have more, of even up to over 15 million Kenyans. But with time, we are also looking for ways where we can get more funding to be able to cover more Kenyans. And we have a bill that we want to send to Parliament, that is a social protection, social assistance fund. Once we pass that bill, we'll be able to get more funding to support the government's initiative. Yes.
Maybe before Anthony continues, I remember you supervised yourself this program of increasing this 700.
Yes.
And you moved across the country. I don't know, how was the feeling in your moving around, rallying people that actually register into this program?
They were very happy. I remember I was in Nyeri, I was in Madira, and you could see the happiness from the elderly. Very genuine, very happy that the Kenya Kwanza government was coming out to register them. And as I've told you, most of them were wondering why others were being registered and others were being left out. So this was a good opportunity for them to come on board. Yes. And they came out in large numbers. Yes. Which was a good move. If we can do this every year, that would be very good for them. Because now when we're registering, some of them had not reached over 70 years. Maybe they were 69. But they have that opportunity to be registered next year. Yes.
Again, on a number of times we've had the president committing. In fact, his last remarks on this program, he said that he will pay these people first before he even pays his own workers. Why do you think this is important, especially going to people who are disadvantaged in so many ways?
Thank you, Yusuf. That was brilliant of His Excellency. As I said, these are the vulnerable. These are the people at the bottom of the pyramid. These are the people who are needy. This government, we came on board saying we will support the hustlers, we will support the poor, we will support the lowly. This was a good, brilliant opportunity to really think about them and support them and give them the promise that the government said was going to take care of the vulnerable. So that was good. And the population of this country is about 56 million. And we're only talking about 1.2 million beneficiaries that were not being paid for up to over 8 months. That was almost a year. Yeah. Surely, even if they were depending on that 2,000 shillings and nothing else, where would they be surviving in 8 months? Would find most of them dead. Yeah. Remember, even that 2,000 stipend is enough to pay for NHIF. Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because out of 2,000, you pay 500, the monthly that is needed for NHIF. In case of any illness, they can easily access medicine and medical care.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So that was good of His Excellency to have thought of this group. I was very happy. Yes. That we were able to achieve to support this number.
Good. And the first 1,000 days of life for a child are very important. That is where the most important decisions are made. That is the window of opportunity for making any kind of changes, especially for a child who is growing, in regards to controlling stunting. And to complement the Inua Jamii program, there is the nutrition intervention cash education program that you also run. Maybe you can share on the overall goal of the project. Of course, there was very good funding towards that project, and what you seek to attain in regards to the manifesto. the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto.
Thank you.
Yes.
We have the Niche program that goes hand in hand with the Inua Jamii program. And this one is actually to support the nutritional requirements of young children. In some communities, you'll find that the children cannot access food. And even if they access food, maybe the food is not balanced. Maybe they have no access to proteins. And what I know is that for children to grow well, to avoid any stunted growth, they have to have a balanced diet. They have to be fed well. And that is the time they are growing. They need carbohydrates, they need proteins, they need vitamins for them to grow well. So we do that with the help of our donors, with the help of several donations from the World Bank, from UNICEF, who have been supportive to our program. However, we're only doing it in few counties, about 5 of them, because those are the ones that are really in need than any other counties. Of course, we use the statistics that we've been given to show which countries have got poor nutrition, and those are the counties that we work with. Together with the county governments, we are working with them. I'm sure they are also able to provide, the county governments are also able to provide uji, milk at ECD level to be able to cater for those young children. So as a ministry, we are also providing that additional support through the Niche program. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Was it again on that support, especially around food? I remember last year when launching one of the kitchens here in Nairobi, together with the governor of Nairobi, the president alluded to the fact that he is keen on matching shilling by shilling invested by county governments to support school feeding program. How far is this program, and probably how many counties probably have embraced the program?
I may not know the statistics of how many counties, but I've seen the one that has been done by Sakaja.
Yes.
Very brilliant
amazing
idea.
program. Yes,
Yeah. Apart from providing the balanced diet for the children, it is also a pool for the children to come to school and study, because they know they'll go to school and they'll get food. It is also a good way of retaining these children in schools, and also allowing their parents to be able to go to work when the children go to school. So that's a brilliant idea, and I think a number of counties are picking that. The other day I saw in Machakos, the governor was providing milk. Yeah.
Even in Uasin Gishu.
Yeah.
This will be the second year.
They are also providing milk, which is good. I mean, milk is actually a whole diet for a child. You get all the nutrients within milk. So it is good. It's a good program. I would encourage all the governors to also do the same and provide something for the ECD children.
Okay.
Yes. And also for parents to know that that is not only the point when they should have a good diet for a child. Actually, good diet starts with the mother.
Absolutely.
And when the child is conceived. Because a mother can be expectant, and if that mother doesn't eat well, chances are that child will be born, will have some low birth weight, some disability,
even diseases.
So it is also important to tell our viewers, our people, the population in Kenya, especially the ones who are coming up, the young families, that ensure that a mother that is expectant should feed well to ensure that the baby that will be born will also be healthy. And also ensure that they go for checkups and also go for the injections that a mother is usually given. And when the child is born, apart from the food, they should also go for the injections that are usually given to the babies when they are born. Against measles, against polio, I can say all.
Amazing. Now, there is a whole conversation around the NSSF. And of course, we've had the president speaking to it passionately, comparing Kenya to our neighbors, that that we are not saving enough. I've just been reading a report indicating that Kenya's retirees are the most poorest in the region. Why is it important as a nation, of course, with the leadership of your ministry, to start a campaign of even increasing what we pay or what we contribute in the NSSF, in the NSSF kit? Why is it important to move that way, so that we move with our peers, we move with our neighbors? Why is the conversation so important?
Thank you, Yusuf. NSSF, the National Social Security Fund,
Yes.
is an important fund that takes the contributions from the workers and keeps the money for future, for retirement. And of course, that money is usually invested. What I would say is that as a country, it is important that we take care of our elderly, that as they retire in dignity. They have a living in dignity. And we should be fair to educate our population. That at old age, once you leave work, apart from retiring in dignity, there are chances also that many of these diseases come at that point. You get diabetes, you get high blood pressure,
Yes.
yeah, you know, all those. And you don't have even the strength to work as before. So it is good to have something for retirement. And we've been advocating that the workers should contribute more than the 200 shillings that we were contributing. So we increased the contributions, and we said a worker should be able to contribute 6%, and the employer should also contribute another 6%. That adds up to about 12%. Our neighbors, Tanzania, a worker contributes 20%. So we are not even yet there. But I think as Kenyans, we are very even have your own savings for the future interest. They earn interest with time. Now, what we are focusing with venturing out to the informal sector, to the Juakali sector, to that person who is not employed, just to encourage them that they should also save for the future. And we have the Haba facility where you can be able to save using your phone, and it goes into NSSF, and you can get back your pay after 5 years. And to access that, you bonyeza star 303 hash, and you can make your savings there. And you can save as little as 25 shillings.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So even a boda rider can be able to save, Mama Mboga can be able to save, and be able to get his savings after 5 years. We had said they can get after retirement. It is not a must that you get after 5 years. But just because we wanted to encourage contributions, we said after 5 years you can access. And if you don't want to access that money, you can still save for future.
Of course, talking about NSSF for that matter, we've had weak corporate governance around NSSF, corruption, loss of workers. In fact, there was a report by the Auditor General that the last regime didn't remit substantial amounts to the kitty. I know you're aware of the report, and Kenyans kind of have a feeling that as much as we are contributing, these funds are not doing what we expect them to do. At a ministry point of view, what are the plans and strategies to probably strengthen the corporate governance structures of NSSF so that it builds even workers' confidence that as much as we contribute, as much as we give our money, there is surety that this money would earn us what we want, and when that time comes, I will not be left like young people say kwa mata when you need it most.
Thank you, Yusuf, for that question. I just want to assure Kenyans that this fund is sound and safe. And I want to say that we've been working towards ensuring that the fund is safe by ensuring that we have good governance. We have recruited a new CEO. We have a new board in place, a chairman and board members. We are currently doing recruitment for all the staff. And we found that when I came to office, we had so many vacancies. We go to branches and they tell you they don't have enough staff. We even discovered there were many beneficiaries who had not been paid for long. And the reason was they had few staff to be able to do that
to process,
work,
yes.
to process them. So currently we are ongoing with the recruitment of staff. We've already done for the general managers. We have done for the managerial level. We are encouraging the staff within to apply.
Yes.
And we also had outsiders to apply. And we still have about 300 vacancies that we want to do the shortlisting because we were advertised and we received the applications so that we can be able to process and get enough staff to be able to help in the fund. Now, again, we also have fund managers.
Oh, amazing.
That take care of these funds, that ensure that we have prudent investments of this fund. And we are happy that the new contributions have yielded good amounts of money. Initially, on a monthly basis, we used to raise about 1.4 B. Now we are doing 6 billion per month. That money should be taken care of for future. That money can be accessed by government at a cost. We should be able to generate good profits.
Yes, domestic borrowing, right?
Yes. Instead of us going to foreign countries to borrow money, this is a good pool where we can, invest the money well for future use. So currently we are doing well as NSSF, and we will ensure that there is we will take good care of this fund.
Yes.
For us all in this country, and also for the elderly who will retire.
Good. Now, Waziri, as we wrap up, there has been a dog-cat relationship between government and labor movement, talking about KOTU, be it NAT, KUPET. Last week, there were very big revelations that the previous regime actually contributed to the death of NAT. I know you are aware of that. How does it stand right now? Has your ministry sought to probably lay a table of consultation, working together, reasoning together with the labor movements for the benefit of the worker, or it's still as it used to be, looking at each other as enemies, so to say?
Thank you, sir. Since I came to office, I haven't seen any issue. People are working well. We've given them a good environment to work. And every entity takes its mandate and works.
Yes.
And His Excellency the President has given us, a good environment for dialogue.
Yes.
Between parties. And in this space of labor movement, we know all the discussions, all the dialogue is based on tripartite dialogue. We have government, we have workers, and we have employers.
Yes.
We sit on the table and we talk and agree.
Yes.
Yes. And so far, so good. I see the head of the SG of KOTU working well with this government. And going forward, I don't see any issue. And on the issues of unions, our work as a ministry, we have the registrar of unions.
Yes.
Their work is to register unions. Their work is also to ensure that the unions do the remittances.
Yes.
We have the labor officers that oversight elections. And once they oversight elections, we get officials, they are registered. Yes.
Good. That is good news actually to hear.
Yeah, we are doing very well.
From the minister.
And if there are issues, it could be within unions themselves, their own issues. They are not related to us. Us as a ministry, we only provide oversight over their elections. We ensure that we register whoever they have, whoever has been registered with the registrar of trade unions. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now,
But us with them, we don't have any issue.
great.
If anything, we are there for ours is to mediate in case there are issues. And I remember when I came to office, the main issue that we had was that one of the pilots. They had the pilot unions had CALPA. Had an issue with management of KQ.
Yes.
And we brought the parties on the table.
Yes.
They discussed. We ironed out issues. People went back to work.
Yes.
And that is what we are there for. Yes.
Now,
to mediate.
Good. Now, back to public leadership. Hearing you clearly, you've illustrated your journey away from the Women Rep of Kericho. Now, you are sitting at one of the most important tables in this country, cabinet. My interest would be working with President William Ruto in relation to giving women opportunities, empowering them. In fact, even looking back at our party UDA, we are the party with the leading number of female governors, MPs, looking at the county assemblies. I've looked through the whole government structure, PSS, even now at cabinet level. We have sterling women doing fantastic work. What would you say about President William Ruto in relation to empowering women and giving them opportunities?
Thank you, Yusuf. I want to thank His Excellency the President. I'm here because of him. He has mentored us women. He has given us the opportunity to serve. And I saw this from way back when we were in Parliament. Every time we would have sessions with the female leaders, be it the governors, the women reps, the women MPs, he gave us that space to work. And I'll give you a very good example. When I first approached him to come and do a function for me in Kericho when I was a woman rep. And as a woman rep, the kitty, very small. We would get 40 million per year, while our counterparts, constituency MPs, were getting over 137.
Yes.
And I was a bit shy to invite him to my function. You know why? Because I only had water tanks to be launched. So I approached him and asked him whether he could be my guest to be able to launch whatever I was launching. And I was shy because those items were too halls, big projects. He said yes. And I said, plus I have a fundraising for local churches. He said he would do them the same day. I went home surprised. You mean? Then he was the deputy president.
Yes.
He said, I'll come. And he actually came. And that is when I believed, he believed in us as women leaders. The other shock was when he made me a cabinet secretary. I didn't expect it. When I lost as a woman rep, Kericho, during the nominations, you know what I was thinking of? I wanted to be... And I actually went ahead and lobbied my colleagues, and I was telling them, now when we'll be going to Yala elections, kindly elect me.
Yes.
Little did I know. I'm so happy. I'm ready to work because he's been our mentor. He's been May God bless.
Asante. Asante. Lastly, Waziri, what is the future of your ministry? Of course, agency, so to say, that would be looking into recruitment agencies and regulate them. Probably when that day comes and you want to probably look for bigger things when you're exiting, where do you want to leave this ministry at?
I would want to leave this ministry better than I found it. I would want to do my very best. There is no limit. I would want to do more for NSSF, for the savings of Kenya to have jobs. And I would be very glad to streamline of National Employment Authority. Remember, in graduates, 1 to 5 members in a family.
Yes.
Honestly, if we were to change those lives of Kenyans by giving them jobs, I'll be the best person. I'll be happy to go home knowing I've left a mark in this ministry.
Yes.
And there's so much to be done here that I wake up knowing I have work on my hands to serve Kenyans. And that is the belief that I have. That may I serve and serve well and serve to the best of my ability.
Yes.
And I'm very ready to do it.
Asante.
Thank you.
Asante. Asante sana waziri.
Asante.
Quite insightful.
Yeah.
From the party point of view, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
You are prepared.
Yes.
You are visionary.
Yes.
And we are confident you are going to lead this ministry to the highest levels possible.
Thank you.
The president made the right decision.
Yes.
Yeah, to appoint you as a minister in this ministry.
Thank you.
Asante sana.
Thank you for the opportunity to serve. I'm grateful.
Asante.
And thank you for coming. Come again. You'll be able, when you come like this, it also gives us the energy to work more.
Yes,
when you come next time, we'll be talking about other things
yes,
that we've done for this ministry.
absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Asante.
Asante.